Leffen, $2,000. Hashtag free melee, hashtag save smash, hashtag free Splatoon. Wow. Thank you. FLC coming through at FLC coming through with $35. Always wanting to help out my man Kyo by a Lamborghini. Okay, Kyo. Okay, FLC. Okay, FLC. We're gonna come. Okay, sorry. Leffen, $200. The Splatoonity is based. Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much, Leffen. Much appreciated. Keep doing what you're doing. PK Sparks, $50. There's nothing like community support. Folks just want to have a good time and be around like-minded people. It's terrible when a business gets in the way of that. EndGameTV, you'll have always held it down. Don't ever stop. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Negus coming through, $25. Mango Nation, Fox McCloud. Mango Nation, Fox McCloud. Mango Nation, Fox McCloud, PPMD. Mango Nation, Fox McCloud. I feel bad because I feel like I'm not getting a melee reference here. I know who PP is. I know all of that, but I feel like I'm not getting a reference here, so I'm going to feel really bad if I don't get that. Sorex _Ultra, $1,000, no comment. Thank you so much. That's another insane. How many $1,000 donations have we had before today? Like, and to round it out, Hermes the Nerd, $100. So proud to have been a part of the community. Keep it up, Squid. Thank you so much. And that breaks 2,100. So 21,000. 21,000, Rissa.
$21,000 prize pool. Are you kidding me, you guys? This is just so cool. And as we are mentioning that prize pool, we just had a donation come in from GSM Void, $250 with the comment, good luck to the teams. Thank you very much, Void, for adding to that prize pool. We really appreciate that.
Thank you so much, everybody. Again, as we've said before, every donation helps. We can't read out every single one because there wouldn't be commentary if we were. So it doesn't matter. We might not get to you, but everything helps. If you want to support this community, if you want to support these players, if you want to support everything going on, then donate $1 if you want to. No pressure. But anyway, the games. Bronze match coming up, Rissa. Third place match. What's going on?
What's going on? That's a good question. We're going to have Melee Nation versus Slippi for that bronze match. So we're actually going to have, a different map list here that we're going to get to see more maps that the game has to offer. So we will be going back to Inkblock Art Academy for the first game, but this time, instead of Clan Blitz, which we saw in that last set that we watched, it's going to be Tower Control. So same map, but just with the Tower Control premise of it.
Yeah, so, you know, as Rissa said, in this game, you can have different modes on the same maps that we've already seen. So this time, Inkblock Academy, it won't look quite the same. The geometry of some areas might be a little bit different, but it's wholly the same, except you've got a big tower in the middle. There's going to be no clam blaskets. There's going to be no clams. That's what's going to be going on. So it's going to be that kind of payload mode that we saw on Anchovy games. It's going to be coming up later, except, again, on the Inkblock Academy map, we just, we saw a little bit ago. But yeah, there's going to be some new maps in here as well. Starfish Main Stage, Humpback Plum Track. So I'm excited to see how these teams perform on this. I think on the first map between these two teams, I feel like they both have styles that could work here.
They really do. And as we go into this, we will be going into game one here. So Melee Nation versus Slippi for the bronze matchup here for the third place match. So both teams coming out with no official backline. Red Rum again on that bamboo as the longest range on the map.
Liking the bamboo pick. I think it does really, really well here. So going to be a lot of pressure coming out from there. But the ink armor comes out early from Tetsu. They're going to try and walk forwards, and it's matched by the enemy team on Slippi. So it's going to be a bit of a slow fight. It looks like nobody's going, but no. On the left side there, that two people go down. It's a 3v3 right now. Tetsu going to try and help his teammates, but it looks like it's a bit of a slow fight on mid. But finally, Slippi finds some more picks. That's going to be Melee Nation going 2 down. In fact, they're also back to spawn. It's only the Gluggle player on the left side. They are jumping back in, but it looks like they're going to be pushed all the way back as Slippi takes some first strong control.
Yes, Slippi taking first strong control. There's 2 down right now on the side of Melee Nation. So I love that Nick there popped that inkjet to help push back members of Melee Nation here. As now Slippi is past that first checkpoint. They're going to go ahead and use their ink armor to help solidify pushing forward here. Red Rum doing a good job at trying to balance the tower, make sure that they don't die, make sure that they can get a strong push in. And Melee Nation trying to use all their specials very defensively here to stop the tower as they do just that.
As they do just that, and they will They will, Rissa, and they're going to try and take up mid now. They got a lot of picks, which means it's a full wipe. No one's going to really contest them moving up into the mid, but I lied. Someone on the angle right now just flanked, and they managed to take out Biscuit. That's huge. Even though it's a trade, you've slowed down the enemy team taking mid so much, and now it's an even fight for mid right now. This could go in the favor of Slippi, but no, they will back off because the enemy team did pop specials, but if you're able to get them to waste these specials without going down, that could be huge, but unfortunately, you lose your main aggressor in the 10th tech, so now it will be Melee Nation moving forwards and making a lot of space, most likely taking the lead right here unless something big happens.
Yes, they are riding the tower. They do now have the lead. Melee Nation now has the lead as there are 3 down on the side of Slippi. So Melee Nation, they set themselves up for a very strong push here. They are continuing this momentum. They are pushing up into Slippi's spawn, and they are giving it all they have here as they're just working their way through these checkpoints.
That was a nice shot from Chara getting that extra pick, but it looks like he will be taken down. So now that's going to be Slippi taking full control. They almost get the wipe, but DJ still left alive, trying to look for that pick before he goes down. That could be a very, very nice shot. In fact, I think DJ just got like 2 or 3. This madman, and Bagel comes in out of nowhere. Okay, a push isn't going to happen, but what you just did is you slowed down Slippi moving back into mid so much. You've made them waste ink armor, and now Melee Nation still have control of mid. Even though they got wiped, they're still in control of the map. They can get right back on it if they want. They're most likely going to play slow and wipe some specials first, but that's such a good situation for them.
It really is. As we can see, the paint on the map is mostly green. So that's really making it that much harder for Slippi to get in a position to be able to push in at all as Melee Nation is using their specials. Its Inkjet is out. They are just continuing this aggression. Chara using this ball or acting as a distraction here to just keep the momentum on their side.
They are going to keep the momentum on their side, but it looks like it will be Slippi potentially taking this back into their favor. But I don't know. Melee Nation are still in it. They popped another ink armor. They're coming back from spawn. They can definitely turn this, especially with that extra pick. It's only the Zap player left alive, and that's it. A full wipe as Melee Nation still have the tower just being pushed into their spawn. Melee Nation have something to say after getting taken out, and they are doing it in style. Moving forwards, getting another one. Bagel and Ninja. Oh, Bagel getting a second. He's playing so well.
He really is. He's using those inkjets at just the perfect moments for this map in particular. Getting over those high ledges is really, really helpful with that inkjet that Bagel is using. So we're seeing the tower just kind of juggling continuously in this same spot here. And Bagel is still in Slippi's, we call this plat area, you know, just continuing this aggression, getting jumps for their teammates. I mean, it's so hard for Slippi to get back in here.
I don't get it, Rista. I don't get it. It looks like Slippi finally have control. They're finally going to push back, and here comes Melee Nation out of nowhere, coming back in, and they're going to break that final checkpoint. Or maybe did I speak too soon? It looks like it did. Final checkpoint, still staying in control of Melee Nation. So that tower can't get moved past that point until it gets taken down. But I thought the push was over. But it just doesn't stop. Melee Nation come back in, and they break the checkpoint, going into the final 10 points of the map in the last 30 seconds.
Yes, and I think it's very crucial that Melee Nation is getting these jumps, those super jumps you mentioned about earlier, continuing to get those super jumps in. I mean, as you know, someone else just jumped in there. Now, finally, there's a complete wipe on the side of Melee Nation. Their super jumps in have ended here, and now Slippi going into the last, 5 seconds of this match has to get map control, has to get their specials, and has to figure out how they can get a massive push in here if they want to win this.
They need to win this in style. They pop their specials early, try and find value. But look what Melee Nation doing. They're just walking so far away. Your specials can't do anything if they're that far backed up. They can just make you waste yours, kite back, make you expend your specials, and come back in with their own. But it looks like they don't quite have them. They're back up quite far. This might have been a misplay on the side of Melee Nation. They're all going down. There's only 2 members left, and they're going to go in and try and fight this as a 2v4. However, they sneak through and get onto tower. No one was there to follow up for that one pick, and that will be Melee Nation stealing it under that push from Slippi. I mean, I say stealing it, but they were dominant in that base the entire game. So that's Melee Nation taking the first game.
Yes, it is. Bagel. Oh my goodness. And DJ, look at those KAs. Are you kidding me? Just popping off there. Playing absolutely insane. Just keeping up that aggression once they finally got a push in. That was awesome from them. And we will be going into game 2 of this set, which will be Starfish main stage for Splat Zones. So again, this is a new stage that we have not yet seen on the stream today, but it is a familiar game mode that we have seen. We have talked about Splat Zones. So we will get to see this stage for the first time on stream, and we'll get to see it in the Splat Zones format.
We're going back to Splat Zones, big community favorite, but we're going on Starfish main stage. Although I'd say similar in some ways to Wahoo World, a big open area on the zone, which is why I feel like Slippi are going to have a nice time here. You know, Slippi are a team that have that, you know, they have the long backline, they have the charger player in Red Room if he decides to pick it here. And I feel like you have a lot of long sight lines that you can really put on pressure with and take people out from. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we see him pull out the fire fin rather than the bamboo for this map.
Yes, that's a very good point. Red Rum is known for playing the charger, splatter scope, so I could see that coming into play for this map in particular.
Yeah, and I'm going to be excited if that's what we're going to see, so let's just wait and wait for these teams to lock in their weapons, and we're going to go to Starfish main stage very soon. I've just said like the same thing 5 times, I think.
Really quick here, since we're waiting, I can read off, you know, 2 donations here. So, Vesper donated $20, was saying, let's go Splatoon. Thank you very much, Vesper. And as I'm starting to read, we go into game 2, Splat Zones on Starfish main stage, and there's Red Rum with that charger we were talking about. Very excited to see that. On the side of Melee Nation, same comp that we are very much used to, so let's see what these teams bring to the table.
We'll be using that unscoped variant, so trying to get, you know, a lot of perspective, trying to see everything that's going on in this map right now. Chara playing a bit passive right now, waiting for that Inkarma to go in, and that's what's going to happen. But look how aggressively Nick is playing, just rushing down Chara and taking out, but taking out yourself. That's not what you like to see. That's going to be 3 going down, and that's the 4th going down for Slippi. Melee Nation taking a strong early control and moving forwards.
Yes, and Bagel popping that inkjet that we love so much there in Slippi's spawn. They're just making it very much more difficult for them to be able to push back in. And I love the positioning that we're seeing right now from Melee Nation. You know, DJ's up there on that, what we call the snipe. Members are watching all sides of the map here, trying to prevent Slippi from going in, as 2 went down on the side of Slippi. So looks like there's 3 down. It's pretty much just Oscar here in the middle of the map here. And it's going to be very difficult for Slippi to get in a position to get back in.
Yeah, it looks like it's all Melee Nation right now. They have a lot of control, and Slippi are just kind of finding themselves in these situations where they're going bit too forwards alone early, and that just doesn't allow you to get the regroup. They've not had a single regroup yet, and there's only 10 points left, and that means they need to go for a panic push now. They are going for it, though. The Inkarma, missiles, and bomb rush all come out, so they will be able to walk forward, and it looks like they'll finally be able to get some control, but no! We just see DJ weighing on that sniper area behind them, dropping down, finding 2, a 3rd going down, 4 points remaining, and that's going to be Melee Nation taking it 2-0. I mean, they just didn't get the regroup for so long there. They got it at the end, and it looked like they got a push going, and it didn't work. But imagine if they had like 5 of those, and they had to manage to attempt that a lot more. Obviously, 5's unrealistic, but you understand what I mean, you know?
Yes, I totally know what you mean. And I feel like the way Melee Nation was playing there, they had people positioned at they weren't grouped up, they were positioned on the left side and the right side of the map, making sure that they all called out and watched where everyone from Slippi's side was coming in on the map. So I love that we could see them just all almost putting up a barrier with themselves, just not letting Slippi come in at all.
Here we go. Melee Nation are in a familiar scenario. They're 2-0 up, and we're going into game 3. They are going to want to stand strong here, though, because last time they slipped and they dropped the entire set. They dropped their, the chance of winning this tournament. This is a 3rd place match. It's not double elimination. So this is just deciding 3rd place right now. Slippi want to be able to run with this game right now. Humpback, Pump Track, Rainmaker. How do you think they're going to approach this when they're going against Melee Nation?
That's a really good question. I don't know. You know, Humpback, Pump Track, Rainmaker, I feel like is a very, standard Rainmaker match. I feel like, a Stingray is going to be very helpful here. But, maybe with the aggression that Melee Nation has been bringing to the table, maybe Red Rum will want to play the bamboo instead for that aggression. I don't know.
Stingray is something that we've not talked about a lot today, but it's definitely a hot topic in the Splatoon community. Basically, it's one of your specials, except it's an infinite range laser beam that goes through every wall on the map. So if you're able to track down the positions of your enemies, you know, using the map by opening it up and trying to see those little squid icons, if you're able to see those hit markers and work out what they're tracking, it can be deadly. You can stand anywhere and get picks wherever you want. Especially on a move like Rainmaker, it's very strong because you know where the Rainmaker is through the wall. You can shut down that push immediately by taking down the Rainmaker carrier, and that will always slow things down. So I think especially on something like Humpback Pump Track, there's a long lane kind of leading up to where you want to put that Rainmaker. I think Stingray is at least a given for one of the... No, I'm not saying that because then we're not going to see Stingray if I say that.
I know, once we talk about something, it feels like it's not there in the next match, so that was a good
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to call it out just yet, especially since actually I don't think we're going to see a Stingray from Melee Nation at least, because kind of thinking about the players they're fielding today, kind of thinking about their team comps, I very much highly doubt that we'll see them play the custom jet sculpture. The closest stretch I can see them getting a Ray is if you put Bagel on heavy Splatling vanilla, but I don't think I've ever seen him play heavy in recent times. I don't think that's happening. Slippi, however, they do have Red Room, that Charger player. Charger is one of the strongest Stingray kind of weapons in the game, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see that vanilla Charger come out here.
Yeah, I agree. I would not be surprised if we saw that. Stingray, like Matt was talking about and explaining, can be really good at stopping the Rainmaker. That can be such a crucial special for stopping the Rainmaker, stopping the momentum that the other team has. So that could definitely be something that could be really crucial for them. And, you know, they're probably still all talking about their strategies. They're trying to figure out, both teams trying to figure out how they want to take this as we're now in the game here. And it looks like 2 down immediately on the side of Slippi here, and 1 down on the side of Melee Nation.
Yep, and it's going to be a pretty even fight, but it looks like that will be... I'm trying to work out which team. It will be Melee Nation that will get that first push going, and it looks like a strong push. That Inkjet right now is just sitting on the other side of the map, shooting off the shots and making so much space. They don't find that other one. The Charger just snipe it out of the air. Very nice shot, but they need to start going fast. You need to push this Rainmaker, otherwise the Stingray comes out. There it is. The big laser beam stops the push. They needed to go for something a bit more aggressive there because they could have got a bigger lead, but I guess they were looking for that slow push. But that's going to be Slippi taking control. It's starting to move on to mid, but there's a lot of members of Melee Nation alive. This is giving me Inkblot Academy TC vibes. I feel like they're going to keep this push going for a while.
That it really is. They're continuing the momentum that they have, Melee Nation here, as we saw them pushing up there already. The Rainmaker, since no one picked it up, the Rainmaker has reset. So if no one picks up the Rainmaker at a certain amount of time, the Rainmaker does reset, as we just saw there. And Melee Nation was able to pop the Rainmaker shield again, grab the Rainmaker, and Tetsu here in control of the Rainmaker with Bagel here, trying to safely get in a position to be able to push this Rainmaker forward as they wait for their teammates.
Gonna push this forward, and he's just gonna walk. Slippi were waiting for so long for the armor and the Stingray to come through. They just ignored the Rainmaker. It walked through to 29. It's Humpback. It's a small map that isn't definitely a game-winning push, but it's a nice push. It's definitely a strong push. It's a push you can win the game on, but it looks like the push has been over. DJ, he just doesn't leave. He just doesn't leave your spawn. And he's going to come back. He's going to find that push, and he's going to slow down Slippi moving back into mid, which allows Melee Nation to keep up that control they've worked so hard for.
Yes, it really is, as Chara here grabs the Rainmaker yet again. Does only get 1 more point on the board, but by Chara grabbing the Rainmaker right there, that made it even more difficult for Slippi to be able to grab the Rainmaker. It's just keeping the momentum on Melee Nation's side as they keep grabbing the Rainmaker and stalling it out. That's what we like to call it. They're stalling out the Rainmaker there. So that way Slippi just can't even get in a position to get their specials or be able to grab the Rainmaker.
They do live with just the Charger player left alive, and that is useful. When you get taken out in this game, you lose your special. So keeping that Stingray is going to be very, very nice to keep this defensive push. You can't just play defense all game. It's been 2 minutes 30, and I feel like all we've seen from Slippi is defense. They need to finally find some sort of situation to take the aggression, and it looks like that's the goal of this Stingray. They're not going to save it for a defensive push. They're going to use it to allow them to walk onto mid, and I like that play. But they need to find the follow-up, but Nick finds it. He takes out 1, potentially looking for the second here, but the armor is going to come through, try and keep this Bluegill player alive. But no, Nick is paired up, and he is going to find it, but it looks like across the map, the other members have been making this even. It's only Nick left alive now. Nick put in a lot of work there, but unfortunately everyone else going down around him, and that will be Melee Nation keeping their control of mid despite the best efforts of Slippi.
Yes, I love that Bagel there hunted down the last member of Slippi, just making sure that no flanks can happen there. Bagel using that Inkjet yet again, though there are 2 down on the side of Melee Nation, and now it's just Bagel here, but Bagel, infamous for continuing to get jumps for their teammates. So that is just going to keep the momentum going on the side of Melee Nation.
They're going to keep the momentum, but it looks like they're actually backing off right now. It looks like Bagel's actually looking for a bit of a sneaky plug. Trying to bait the back up to mid, then coming up on this side angle, looking for some picks, and that's what Bagel does. Bagel finds the charger, stops the push, and even though they go down, the Rainmaker shield goes back up, and that slows down the push massively for Slippi. They are going to get a good situation here, a nice opportunity, but they don't have the Stingray, they don't have the charger player, and it's going to make it a lot harder thanks to the efforts of Bagel.
Yes, it is. As Slippi is in control of the Rainmaker, they're starting to try and push it. But like you said, they don't necessarily have any specials to push along with the Rainmaker. So those specials are just so crucial for pushes. And looks like the Rainmaker was stuck there in that back corner. And Melee Nation was able to stop that Rainmaker. And now just kind of trying to make sure they defend. He can't grab it.
They're going to try and defend it, but it looks like Slippi are coming through to stop that. They manage to take down 2, and they're in the base. Nick is taking aggression. Pops down the Booyah Bomb, and will start moving forwards with this Stingray. It looks like an opportunity to get a good push here, Rissa, but the rest of Melee Nation are coming through, trying to shut it down. The spam damage coming through, and they take out 2. That should be the end of the push. Only 20 seconds remain. A miracle needs to happen to keep Slippi alive in this tournament.
It really does. As we go into the last 15 seconds of this match here, Melee Nation already pushing into mid, trying to get mid control, though DJ gonna get called out there. And Slippi here pushing up very aggressively. 2 down on the side of Melee Nation here as they gonna... Oh my gosh, they didn't grab the Rainmaker! Oh my goodness. So Slippi did not grab the Rainmaker there. They were very close, but they didn't grab the Rainmaker. So that means that the game has ended since they were not in control of that Rainmaker.
A textbook C9 as Slippi doesn't get on the objective. They don't take that Rainmaker and they're not able to move it forwards. Bagel getting 17, Nick getting 20. That was a high-scoring game. That was an aggressive game, but unfortunately, Slippi just weren't able to do it. Going down 0-3 to Melee Nation and taking 4th place in this tournament. But I mean, 4th place in an overall invitation of another continuation of who knows what, and Melee Nation getting 3rd, which are both very good results, and I'm sure both of these teams are very happy with that. But now we're going to the grand finals.